we have 21 properties that the prosecution has presented. And assuming that you can explain everything, fine then. As far as the properties are concerned, that's fine. Then for the year, let's say 2010, this SALN declaration of the Honorable Chief Justice has an amount of 3.5 in the bank, 3.5 million pesos po. But according to the calculations as presented, there's 31 million versus a declared of 3.5. May discrepancy po. Assuming again, sir, na may paliwanag din yun, ma-explain talaga, the thing that I would like to find out then is, how come the dollar account, hindi po nakadeclare dito sa SALN? At siguro naman nakalagay sa batas, hindi po ba, na one of the exceptions sa dollar account is that the depositor gives his consent. Hindi po ba?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Hindi ba you agreed with Senator Lacson that a SALN has to be accurate? Truthful.
By accurate, we do not mean centavo per centavo, peso per peso, Your Honor.
I agree.
Because there are cases on the point already wherein the exact amount do not tallies, and yet it was considered filed through merit, inadvertence, simple negligence. It is not a ground for administrative case, Your Honor. Now, may I go a little further, if you will allow me?
Please do, sir.
Now, there is no dispute as to several parcels of properties, Your Honor. Even in our answer, we categorically admitted, for instance, this Bellagio, Makate, Bonnie Ridge, Burgundy, these are admitted, Your Honor. So there is no controversial to this. We have stated it in our SALN, Your Honor. It is not merely stated in there. When we filed our answer, we made a categorical admission that these properties belong to the Honorable Chief Justice Corona. Now, insofar as the dollar deposit is concerned, we have not yet gone that far, Your Honor. Because...
Please, sir. Go ahead, please, sir.
Because, Your Honor, there is no necessity for revelation of this because this is covered by the exemption provided for under the foreign deposit account, Your Honor.
Agreed. But there is no indication of its existence in the SALN.
Well, anyway.
Yes, Your Honor.
I think that we should wait for the reception of evidence coming from the defense before we discuss these things.
Very well, Mr. President. We will await the presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. If we are finished with the witness,
may I just make a short statement? Your Honor, earlier I had closed and terminated my cross-examination. I made a mistake. I was reminded by my co-counsel that we had requested for 2 batches of documents. Maybe we be allowed to conduct additional...
You're asking permission for...
Additional cross when...
To reopen the cross-examination?
If necessary, Your Honor, when we see the documents tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
May we know what those documents are, Your Honor? Because this is highly a sensitive issue.
They were indeed, the record will show that they were asking for a document.
Yes, sir.
I remember this. What were those documents that you...
About 4 or 5 samples of the certification she was mentioning,
yes.
And also the alpha list from 2006 to 2011.
That's correct. So granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Submitted.
All right. Next witness.
We'll finish with the witness.
So we cannot close the testimony of the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Because he will have to appear tomorrow in connection with
subject to redirect by the
prosecution.
By the
defense, Your
by
Honor.
the defense.
Yes.
All right.
Senator Lacson wants to be recognized, Mr. President.
Bago po natin pahintulutang umalis yung testigo, Nakita na po ba yung nawawalang dokumento? Baka may ma-contempt na naman dito.
Aling dokumento yung sulat.
Yung po sulat na acknowledgement receipt by Mrs. Corona stating to the effect that she received 7 TCT covering the 7 parcel, the deed of sale, which I showed to Counsel Attorney Justiniano during the cross-examination being conducted by him, Your Honor. In fact, ano ba tawag?
Was that
The video will show, Your Honor.
was that written acknowledgement attached to the certificate of titles or
No, Your Honor. Maybe
they were separate? It was a separate.
correct, Your Honor. Two documents, Your Honor. First, acknowledgement receipt by Mrs. Corona, and secondly, the deed of sale of the property belonging to Miriam Corona, Your Honor.
Was that the deed of sale returned?
Yeah, it was not returned, Your Honor. The two documents had not been returned.
Well, you better
Yes.
explain this.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we don't know about it. Nevertheless, we were trying our best to look for it. Yesterday, Congressman Attorney Justiniano is also trying to recall, just in case he was able to receive it yesterday. So it was told that he received it yesterday. So we were trying to trace where is that document they're asking us now. Because yesterday, as you can see, well, if we have some cameras here, we have lots of papers here in this table yesterday. So unluckily, sir, I use a car other than the car I use now. So I requested, just in case my staff was able to get it yesterday, because one of our staff was the one who took those papers in the documents yesterday. So I requested that the car come here. So it's now on its way. We will try to trace out if it was included in those papers.
But be sure the car will not get lost.
Of course, it will not. Okay. So we don't know the kind of paper you are asking us. Nevertheless, you gave us an idea. So later on, we will try to look into it.
Wait a minute. This is a matter between the defense counsel and the prosecution. The court had nothing to do with the interchange of documents or the transfer of document to one panel and its return. So
Yes, Mr. President, we already asked Attorney Justiniano what's that, and he did not even mark it yesterday. So with the defense, they did not mark that that paper, that document.
Yeah, we were not able to mark it yet because it was in the process of identification. And when Attorney Justiniano, our colleague, made mention about it, he asked that he be allowed to go over it. So I gave it to him, and the video will show that. Your
Mr.
Honor.
Chairman, they already finished the direct during that time. Justiniano, Attorney
He was
Justiniano.
cross-examined.
He was in his cross-examination. So we will try our best, Mr. President, to look for it.
I remember that there was a request, indeed there was a request from Attorney Justiniano to look at the, what do you call this, the copies of the TCTs covering the 7 parcels in the name of Cristina Corona that were sold to Mr. Vicente. Then later on, the sale of another parcel of 1,700 square meters owned by Miriam Rocco cropped up, including the deed of sale. And that was also, I think, shown to the prosecution lawyers by the defense. The chair distinctly remember this scene. So, but the return, I did not notice that anymore.
Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. President, as you correctly stated, this is a matter for the prosecution and the defense.
Yes.
It is not a document in the possession of the court.
Yes.
This is between the two of them. So I believe, Mr. President, let the two parties settle that among themselves rather than the Senate President himself trying to figure out where this was. This is between the two parties,
Yeah, okay.
sir, not with the court.
we have tried our level best, Your Honor. And with all humility, we should not have burdened the court, Your Honor, had there been no refusal. Kasi walang ganito and so on. So where else are we going to go? We cannot institute a separate civil action in connection
That
with this.
is why the court is trying to appeal to both sides to thresh this out. You know, we are all professionals here. I'm not casting any doubt on the integrity of one or the other. But the fact is, certain documents are missing. So, and indeed, the presiding officer noticed and remembers the transfer of this document from the side of the defense to the prosecution panel in the course of the examination of Mr. Vicente, the witness.
Thank you.
So somewhere along the way, these two documents were missing, and so the two sides must endeavor to look for this document.
We will do, Your Honor.
Because there are material evidence in this case.
Yes, Your Honor. I just would like to manifest, Your Honor, that this representation, I don't have any idea with respect to what the defense counsel is saying. Nevertheless, we just learned about it, this representation, when you make a manifestation a while ago, the defense counsel. Nevertheless, we will confirm it. We confer with them, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. Madam.
Now proceed. Next witness. The witness is discharged. The defense may now
Temporarily.
present its next witness if you have any witness.
The witness is discharged temporarily, Mr.
Yeah,
President.
temporarily. Come back tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
We'll just request, Your Honor, for 1 minute break. We will call the witness. The witness is in our room.
All right. Trial suspended for 1 minute.
Diyan na.
Yes. Yarin ko na.